we're going to create a tier 1 layer of 3 websites that are just like it. And by that I mean this. We're going to have another website that's completely different. Okay, so that Google sees it as different, thinks of it as different. It's different copywriting, different images, different color schemes, different layout of items. All of it's different. And because of that, Google will treat it like a whole different website. But at the same time, it's pitching you still. It's leading people to call you, email you, contact you, or just buy right off your pages. By the way, I know that I show a lot of brick and mortar examples because a lot of our clients are brick and mortar, but this also works for those of you who are internet opportunists and you're trying to work online. We're going to go 1 website, 2 websites, 3 websites. They're going to be completely different from each other, and they're all going to pitch you. Okay, each one of them is going to have a powerful admin panel, like I've been saying before, with great features. For instance, the image optimizer. It's really important to optimize all your images, and with this single push button, you can optimize all the images on your panel in place right then, right there, without having to move them somewhere. You just hit the button, wait a few seconds, it's all done. So you've probably dropped like half the weight of your images. An image that was a meg can now be 400 kilobytes, and that can be your big image just dropped out without losing any kind of visual quality. If you look at the image before and after, you can't see a difference. Okay, it's a very powerful image optimization tool. We love it. It does the job well. Okay, another thing that's incorporated for those of you that don't know, or maybe you do, Control F, let me go to theme settings, just make a point, Control F API. Okay, many of you need a Google Map API key to show a Google map. So if you want to show the map on your website, a lot of people do, then you need an API key. That's great because it's built right in. So you just put in your API key, and that'll hold up to 25,000 views per day. So now, because this is not just a website template panel, but it's also a website creator, you can create versions of the website and actually put them in different places on the internet, literally. Then when you export, it will bring that Google Maps API key with it so that all the websites you're willing to share on that one key can all share. So this is cool because it allows you to create, say, 10 websites, would each get 2,500 views a day off that one key. And of course, if you're going to run over, what do? Get another key and then just share those through your next batch of sites. Okay, so you're going to have 4 of these admin panels, one for each of your main website and your 3 tier 1 websites. You might think, what's the value of the tier 1s? Well, different values. One, they can show up next to each other on the same keywords on the front page of Google. They could. And why? Because they are very powerful, they are well coded, they're fast. Google prefers them to most of what it sees. Okay, so that's one bit of power. Second, you can backlink your main website with these. So you could do it subtly or more openly. So one example would be footer text. You can have a link down here. It just says this site is a wholly owned subsidiary of that site. You know, your main website. It can have a clickable link that goes to your main website. And that could click on the same page or in a new tab, right? Why not a new tab? Okay, so when you do that, then you're actually providing link juice from this website over to the other website, the main website. Google likes seeing that. So if you have 3 completely different user experiences, and those 3 different sites are backlinking your main website, it makes your main website really, really strong. Okay, but it also brings your tier 1 websites up by sheer association with the main website. This is one of the reasons, and it's one of the strongest reasons, that often when our clients come, they order multiple templates at once, because you can easily create multiple websites and use a few to backlink the rest, and that can drive the masters up because they're, you know, everyone else is paying homage to the master sites, the main websites. But then the slaves that are backlinking the master also get pulled up by sheer association. Okay, so everyone gets to rank better this way. Okay, now what is cooler than that still? Each of these have versions of controls that are really cool. So for instance, we were looking before at whether it's full width or boxed view, but beyond that, and this is an example of a boxed view, and of course we're staring at a full width, right? Which means if you scroll down, the width goes all the way across the screen. So there are so many controls to move things. We can move the sidebar over from left to right. We can rearrange the order of the items in the sidebar by just dragging and hitting a save the sort button. Very simple and easy to control everything. Use any combination of rolling video with any combination of still images in your banner slider here at the top. And that's all up to you. It's completely under your control. There are a lot of other cool little things that are hard to notice until you use it. For instance, if you have a call us, but you do not put your address in here, you might think, well, won't there be a hole here? And the answer is no. The whole call us thing will naturally just glide over to the right to fill in the gap. Okay, real clean styling, really nice that way. All right, let me make the next point. Some of our clients came and said one of the biggest challenges they have is if they do want to add more main sections to their site and have links, then they're going to wind up with drop-down menus. And these are a pain. Most people, first, they don't even realize they're there. And then even when they do, it's hard to hover and click over something. And you're trying to read. And if you slip your mouse off, then all of a sudden the thing folds up and you have to start all over again. Okay, so people said, I don't want that. Let's have another way of handling submenus. But then nobody wants to have more bars either. That doesn't make any sense. Then you're just going to have a whole lot of these menu bars, right? That doesn't make sense. So the question was, is there another way that we could take submenus and make them front and center in some way? And so we came out with a really killer way, and everyone's enjoying this. I like this. And so this is the kind of concept, right? We have blocks. We call them banner blocks. You've got left blocks and there's right blocks. And you can have two choices for your blocks. Large, like these, or small, like these. Now think about what that allows. We can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, some menu links here, and another 8 on this side if we want to enable both left and right. And the banner will just automatically resize to fit. See how it did that? It went from here to here. Naturally, intuitively, it even looks good with the rolling video. You're not going to see it now because I had the other one up. All right, but there's also this. Okay, so just to show you the difference in the view, you can flip left on, right on, make it any which way you want. You can decide whether to enable these little green read mores or take them out. It's up to you completely. Button by button. Of course, when we build your project, we'll go over these things with you. Make sure it comes out the way you want. Okay, and then after that, you'll have full control because you have your admin panel. You can test ideas, try new things out, do what you want. By the way, there is really no limit to the number of these you can have. All right, so now we're going to wind up with all of those websites each have at least 1,000 pages. Okay, so you're going to wind up with like 4,000 locations or 4,000 main points of focus. But what are we going to do now that we have these 4 massive websites with geo-targeted or keyword optimized sections? Like for instance, again, take a look at this. We have pages for Monroe, Georgia, and then Greensboro, Georgia, and also down here Richmond Hill, Georgia. But we also have Minnesota, Mona, Utah, Tampa, Florida. So if you get the idea, there in this 2,000 page stack, we're serving probably 1,500 cities, right, on that one website. So what if we have 4?